Hey YouTube friends, today's video was meant to be all about, I was calling it replanting our house after being away on holidays for about 3 weeks. I had started filming the video and I got about 2/3 of the way through when Cyclone Alfred had other ideas. Preparing for a cyclone was not something that I was expecting to do as we were unpacking from the holidays. Here in southeast Queensland, we get storms and we get floods, so we're used to that, but according to the experts, it's been about 50 years since we've actually had a cyclone cross this part of the coast. But it's really hard to know what to expect. A lot of us, like my friends, my neighbours, ourselves, our family, we haven't been through a cyclone before. So we've all been prepping, but we don't really know what we're prepping for and we don't really know what to expect. And for anyone who's been following the news, this particular cyclone, it's taken its time. Is it about 36 hours late so far? I think it's coming and then it does a bit of a detour and then now it's coming back, and by all accounts it's going to hit tonight. I'll show you in the B-roll. Our house does look like a jungle at the moment. I've brought all of my plants inside. Oh my goodness, you should see our kitchen table. We've got so many batteries and torches. We've had some pretty significant flooding events. We haven't flooded here before, but once again, this cyclone is so unpredictable. The longer it stays out in the ocean, the bigger chance it has of getting stronger. So at the moment it's sticking in the category 2. Some reports are saying it might go down to category 1 and others are saying it might go up to category 3. I think the scariest thing is the unknown, and that they're saying it's going to hit through the night. So it's going to be really noisy, but you're not going to be able to see what's going on. With regards to plants, the thing that's been really interesting, I actually put a post up on Instagram this morning on my urge. It feels really strange. I think it's going against every grain of plant parenting that I have. Usually when there's rain coming, I'm running all of my plants outside because rain is just so good for them. They love it. And I've had them inside for a few days now because, as I said, this cyclone is running late. And I've actually had to go around and water some of them. I noticed that some of my plants were actually looking a bit thirsty, which also feels a little bit weird when there is about to be so much rain around. So I have to stick onto that. I think the other really cool thing is between both bringing the plants back inside, having to put them outside in the first place for when we went away on holidays, and then also having to rush to bring my outside plants inside, it's actually made me think I'm always all about keeping plant care simple and manageable and easy. I don't ever want it to feel overwhelming, and so I'm always trying to keep, as much as I love plants and I really still do have too many, I try and keep them manageable. And so I'm about to get rid of a few more plants that I've realized, you know what, Melissa, you don't have the space for them. So this fiddle leaf behind me, let me just move the camera a little bit. That guy, it's in cinematic mode, so it'll be a little bit blurry, but that is my second fiddle leaf fig. I bought it at the same time as the big one that I have in the back area, but it's always sort of sat in behind. It hasn't got as much light and it's never thrived as much as the other one. And my sister was delighted when I asked her if she wanted it. Likewise, I've got 2 beautiful bamboos. They were called fortune bamboos when I bought them at the nursery. I absolutely love them. They are so easy care and they've grown so much. They are both now taller than me. And finding room for both of them is actually also a little bit of a challenge. And so I sent my sister a photo and said, as well as the fiddle leaf fig, would you like one of these? She lives at the beach and she has a coastal theme in her house. So she is so excited. After the cyclone, I'm going to take her up to very established plants. So I guess that's a little bit of a positive that has come out of me having to move my plants around so much. So I went into the room and I brought the bamboo in to show you guys as well. Just like the fiddle leaf, let me just see if I can turn it around. Look at that. Such a big, beautiful plant. I really think with both of them, they deserve to be a centerpiece. I realize this one I've just been moving around the house. When I bought it 12, 18 months ago, it was only about waist height, and it has been such an easy grow plant. I've been feeling so guilty about wanting to get rid of it. It's just, I don't have the space for it. It doesn't have its own home. I just feel like I'm continuously moving it around. See, I haven't even staked it properly, the poor thing. It's leaning over. When you look at the top of it, it's just got this timber stake. And so I'm so excited that my sister already has a spot in mind. So I'm trying to be better this year and get rid of the guilt. It just didn't feel right that these 2 beautiful plants didn't have an official home in my house. The other thing I realized from having to move my plants around so often is just how many easy grow plants I have. So I have a problem with propagations. I'm addicted to propagations. If there's a bit of plant that needs to be trimmed or that falls off, I'm propagating it. So plants like pothos, for example, I have so many of them around the house, and I thought, hang on, I don't need that many individual propagations. So what I've started doing, and what I'll do after the cyclone. Until yesterday, this was 2 separate propagations, but see, I've just put it in one of my glass containers and it looks so much better than just a single strand. I can't wait actually to find a home for this. I think this one is probably going to replace, there's a pothos growing in our hallway that was sick from day one. I don't know why I've put up with it. I've had it for 3 or 4 years. It's actually my longest pothos I've had. It's never looked healthy. It's always got yellow leaves. I have so many of these beautiful healthy propagations going. I think this one is going to go up on the wall, and the other one, it might go into my to be composted list. But anyway, I thought that I'd done a really good clean out over Christmas, but this has just made me realize there's even more that I can do, because once I got over being a serial plant killer and got some sort of idea what I was doing, I just wanted more and more plants. And I heard a lot of my friends that have been into plants for a while say they have too many and they're starting to cull. And I thought, why would you ever do that? How can you ever have so many plants? And you know what, guys? I'm there. Not only am I running out of space for my plants, although my birthday is coming up and my husband is doing 2 more lots of shelves for me, but most importantly, I'm sort of at my level of how many plants I can look after. So this has just been a really good opportunity for me to really take stock. And one more thing, something really exciting that I wanted to show you. One of my neighbors does upcycled industrial art, and I had asked him a little while ago before I went on holidays if he could make me some sort of plant stand. I would obviously pay him. He actually made us a beautiful lamp for Christmas a few years ago from recycled parts from my husband's motorbike, and I just love it. It's one of my favorite pieces in our house. And so I said to him, I really want something on our front wall. It feels a little bit empty. It's only plants. It's got nothing in between. And yesterday he had made me something while we were on holidays. I can't wait to show you guys. This has just become my very favorite plant stand. Can you see that? I love the little crystal that he has hanging from it to show water. Look at that. It's just so cool. This is one of my Ripsalas. I put the plant in it, but he even brought it over with a pot. So I can't wait to add this to our front entry wall as well when our hallway is not feeling as much like a jungle and I can actually access that wall after the cyclone. But I just thought you guys, out of everyone, you planty people out there, I thought you guys might appreciate seeing it. Before I started recording, I actually went around the house and took some photos that I wanted to share with you guys, because it's not every day here in Southeast Queensland that we're prepping for a cyclone. So I guess I wanted to capture it, but I also wanted to be able to share with you. So what have I got? My computer hasn't saved them in order, so I guess I'll just click on each one as they happen. I took this photo because this is today. The cyclone, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the cyclone is 36 hours late as we speak. There is a massive, ominous cyclone sitting off the coast, and look how bright and sunny the day is. It's a bit eerie, actually. A number of my friends have been posting the same thing. It's blue skies outside, and so not only did I want to show you my plants, that's part of my collection in the lounge room at the moment, and you can see they're getting some nice light, but it feels a bit surreal that there's a cyclone looming at the same time. This is our hallway at the moment. While we're waiting for that cyclone, that unknown, to come, I guess I'm finding some calmness in having all of my plants inside. It's actually quite lovely walking down the hallway and having a lot of my outdoor plants there. And you can see here in the background, that's one of our camp fridges. We're really lucky. I call my husband a little bit of a plant camping nerd. He has so many awesome camping items, and I'm so grateful for him. He has so many charging stations and like 2 different camping fridges. We've got camping lights. We have a solar panel. Been great for today, not going to be so good for the cyclone, but I feel really as organized as we possibly can. So that's one of his camp fridges, and he just loves. We don't get to use the camping gear very much at the moment, so he was a little bit excited to get all of that out, but also it makes me feel a little bit safe. If we do lose power, we're sort of as prepared as we can be. The main thing is, with the cyclone being delayed, I've actually, some of my plants are needing water, particularly Mr. Elephant Ears over here. He is definitely, out of all of my outside plants, gets the most upset with me if the conditions aren't right. Not like him being inside away from the filtered light that it's used to, but also starting to need water. So it's not looking as healthy as it did a few days ago. So as soon as this cyclone passes, that'll be one of my first plants once it's safe that I put back outside, because it's already to have a little bit of a moment. It's another angle of our hallway, zooming in on that euphorbia in the background, and that's the big plant that I got from my neighbour. And then I've got a whole heap of little propagations happening with that, guys. So also super keen to get that back outside in the light. But what I have started doing, so euphorbia, succulents and cactus really need the light. So at the moment, they're in the hallway. They do get a little bit of light there from the skylight, but it's nowhere near enough for a succulent. So over the next few days, depending on what this cyclone does, I'll probably move that euphorbia into one of my rooms that has grow lights, just to make sure. It came sick, it came disease. It was a much bigger plant. It was probably twice the size that it is now. I took clippings to propagate just in case I lost the whole plant. It's only recently come good and I don't want to lose it again. So if this goes on for too many more days, I'll definitely be putting it in one of my rooms with my grow lights, because I really don't want it to go backwards. I've been wanting one for a long time. Oh, and this is our bedroom. This is our bedroom at the moment, but I was just showing you some of my other big plants that I've needed to bring inside. So my very favorite spider plants. And obviously I have a bucket load of snake plants, so I've got snake plants everywhere. My monstera is the only plant there that actually normally lives in the bedroom, and it takes up enough room by itself. But in the corner here, you can see too, I've got the go bag. I don't know if you guys have needed these before, but this is just a bag that if we do need to get evacuated, you just grab it and go. Also sitting right next to that, which you can't see in the photo, if you watch any of my other videos, I'm on a liquid only diet, so my esophagus is broken and I'm on a liquid only diet, and so this is a little bit of an extra worry for me, just making sure if we do get evacuated, I can't just grab food. So making sure that I've got my drinks, got about a week's worth of drinks just sitting there in case. But let me just show you, I'll show you what we had to do with the sandbags. Where is it? Is this one the best one to show you? So that's so at the front, that's this guy that I brought in. It's huge. As you can see, I really need to stake it better, poor thing. I hope my sister either gives it a good trim and then propagates the bits, or gives it a much better trellis than what I have. But what I wanted to show you in this picture was not the bamboo, was actually, see in the window there, we've had to use bags of potting mix. So luckily, between my husband being a tradie, so he had bags of concrete, and I've got bags of potting mix that I'm using for some of my outside garden stuff. So we've actually used those as sandbags against the window. But the sandbagging station was absolute chaos. You should have seen the line. Yeah, crazy. People were waiting hours and hours. So we've actually been a little bit creative, and I'm not experienced when it comes to cyclones, but we have had a fair experience with floods, and I think it will do the same job. So multi-purpose potting mix, I guess. I thought you guys might appreciate that. So that was it. Thank you so much for making it this far through the video. Once Cyclone Alfred passes, and hopefully we all stay safe and dry, I'll make sure I do a second video. So watch this space. Anyone who is watching this and is in the path of Cyclone Alfred, sending you guys all the very best of vibes. Stay safe, stay dry. It's so scary because it's so unknown for us. We're just not, our houses aren't built here in Southeast Queensland. They're not cyclone rated because it's just such a rare occurrence for us to get cyclones here. Thinking of all you guys out there watching that cyclone very slowly approach us. And until my next video, take care, and remember, you've totally got this, guys.